is a block level element and another is an inline element. So both of these tags are used to group different tags. Okay, now let's suppose you have paragraph tag, you have headings in it, you have images in it, you have another list in it, right? Now you want to group these items or group these tags together. So now what is the way to do it, right? So you will use div tags and span tags. So both of these acts like a container, and it is effective while you are styling your sheets, right? Or you are styling your web page, and therein you want to style, let's suppose you want to change the color property of all these tags, right? You want all the tags, that is paragraph tag, your image, not image, you cannot change the text color there, right? So you have paragraph tag, you have headings, you have strong tags, and you want to change the property of the text color property of all these tags. So what is the way around that? You will put all these tags inside some container, and that you will call a div. Now it depends if you're dealing something wherein you want those all of these elements are inline, right? So there you will use a span tag, else you will use a div tag if they are not, if your requirement is not what a block level. Okay, or if it is, you will use a div tag. Okay, so it acts as a container and you can wrap around all the elements inside it. Okay, now it makes your work easier as you don't have to go explicitly going from one paragraph tag, then to heading tags, then to strong tags or emphasis tags. You don't have to go through these tags in order to change the color. You can just add those styling to the div, and rest of the elements which are inside it will have those effects. Okay, now here you might be thinking, okay, we are not changing this, we are not using the concept, or we are not implementing what we learned so far. What is that? Separation of concern, right? So this div and these tags are specifically associated when you're trying to style your sheet. Okay, so now since we are not going to cover styling, but I'm going to show you some examples wherein you can use this div and you can add the styling, which although it's not recommended to add those styles in your HTML page, but for now we can go through these examples, as in we are not making anything significant, but yeah, I can take it as an example. Okay, now let's suppose you have these headings, right? Let's remove this thing. Okay, now what you will do, you will make a div tag here. Okay, you will make a div tag here. Okay, and now you will close all the things inside this div. Okay, now once it is done, you will save this thing. Now let's suppose I told you I have a requirement to change the style property, or to change the color of all these content to red. What you will do, you will go one by one and change this style attribute. Okay, and wherein you will write color, all this is red, right? And then you will do the same stuff for all of these things, right? Same, you will follow the same procedure for all of these things. Okay, you write this thing here, then you will write this thing here. Okay, and let's save this file and let's try to run this thing. Although this type of styling is not recommended, as we are not following the concept of separation of concerns, but yeah, so in order to understand div and span, it is better understood when you're trying to style your sheets. Okay, or it's better used, or its implementation is better understandable when you're dealing with styling. Okay, so this is how you did it, right? So you went into each and every element and you change the style property. But is this the efficient way? No, it is not, right? So what you will do, you will just remove all these styles from it, and what you will do, you can do the same thing by adding it in this div tag. You will write this single statement, and rest all of the elements will follow those properties. Okay, you see, still I refresh this page and still I have the same result. Okay, now you might be thinking, okay, there might be some mistake. Now let me change the color to from red to green. Okay, you might be thinking, okay, this is the earlier one that we did. Let me refresh it and let me save it and let me run this thing. See, now the content is green. So this is what div and span tag does. Okay, we just changed the style property. Do not get into those things that how I changed that, how I use this attribute style. We're going to talk about attributes in the future slides. Okay, for now let's think of this div and span. Effective is effective when we are styling our web page. Okay, and the only difference is that one of them is div is block level and inline is and span is inline, and both of them, these elements, act as a container. Okay, that's the main similarity, and the main difference is that one of them is block level and the other is inline. Now let's talk about these two other tags that are here. That first one is image tag, that is used to add images in your web page, and the another is the anchor tag, that is used to add links in your web page. Okay, now let's go through the syntax. The syntax is that image tag, as we all know, it's a self-closing tag. There is no specific the closing tag associated with the image. Here we just write image and then the source wherever, whatever is the source of your image, and that will be rendered on your browser, right? So image and anchor tags, both of these tags are inline. Okay, so now let's go first through with the image tag. So now before we go into the image tag, let me just select one image from the internet. Let's talk about what cat images. Okay, so we have these cats, and let's open this thing, and let's see address, copy the image address, and now let's use this address in this div tag. Let's suppose we are here, and let's use image and then the source, and then I will paste the address. Okay, it's a huge address. Okay, so now let's save this file, and now let's run this file. Let's see if it runs. Yeah, so here you have your image. Okay, so this is the image tag for you, this is image tag for you, and it's inline. Now how do you see that if it's following those properties or not? Let's suppose I will use some different or some other inline element. Let's suppose anchor tag. First, let's talk about that anchor tag and its syntax. So anchor tag is used to add links. It is used when you're trying to add some references in your research paper, right? Here you will add there, in that you will add some links. Okay, this is the guy or this is the book I referred to, and then you add that link where you found that book and the author of that book, right? So this is the one basic use of anchor tags. Or you can also add in your websites your Twitter links, right? All of those things, there's the icon, then there's the link of Twitter, Facebook, or Gmail, right? When you can just click on that and it will throw you on the specific page, right, of Facebook, or it can be Gmail, or it can be Twitter, right? So how do you write it? You have your anchor tag and then the href attribute, wherein you will write the URL of your website where you want to let's suppose you're clicking on go to the Google, that www.google.com, that is the URL of Google, including the protocol, that is HTTPS, right? That you should include, and you will write that thing in here in this href, that is the reference. You will write the URL there, and then once you will click on the link, the name of that anchor tag will be referred in the name of the link. Okay, I think you might be getting confused. Now let's straight away jump into the demonstration. So now we are at the page, and let's try to add some link. Okay, now let's see, first we'll write a, and then we have this link. Now whatever is the content that, let's suppose you want to click on, go to, this is the link, go to Google. So this text will be like a link. So it will be blue underlined text wherein you will click and it will throw you onto the Google, throw you on Google. Okay, so now what is the URL? You will write HTTPS, and then you will write semicolon, and then the slash signs, and then you will write www.google.com. Make sure you write it correctly, and then once you're done, you will save this thing. Okay, and then you will run this thing, and you see it will just, when you click on this thing, it will throw you onto the Google. Okay, now if you observe carefully, both these image tag and the anchor tag, as we all know, these are inline elements, so that's why they only take whatever the space they need, or whatever the amount is required, space is required for them to be rendered on the browser. It will take that amount of space. Okay, so that's why usually you see all those links, right? Twitter, Facebook, and Google, or all those image links, you see all of them in a single line. Okay, there's a space, a little bit of difference, and once you will click on that, it will throw you onto the Twitter or Google or Facebook or Amazon. Okay, anything. So these are the other two tags that are there. Both of these tags, the image tag as well as the anchor tag, are inline. Okay.